The clear bottle in your hand began as a tiny tube. It was heavier than a key and almost solid. You would never guess it becomes a bottle. This is how plastic bottles are made, from tiny pellets to the finished bottle. If you love interesting facts, stay for what it turns into. So how does a solid little tube become this? That little tube has a strange name. Makers call it a preform. Picture a stubby test tube of thick plastic. Its top already has the finished bottle threads. The cap would screw on right now. But the body is tiny and rock hard. It is a bottle holding its breath. Go back one more step before the tube. It starts as tiny plastic pellets. They pour like grain from huge sacks. They rattle down chutes into the machines. Each pellet is smaller than a lentil. Factories swallow them by the truckload. Millions of little beads become bottles. Your bottle was once a pile of seeds. Those pellets hide a deeper origin. The plastic is called PET. It is built from oil and natural gas. Refineries pull the raw pieces from petroleum. Chemists link them into long, strong chains. So a bottle is spun from fossil fuel. A bottle begins its life underground. Buried energy, reshaped into something clear. The pellets cannot go straight into a machine. This plastic quietly drinks water from the air. Damp pellets would make a weak, cloudy bottle. The moisture must vanish completely first. So dryers bake them for hours first. Then heaters melt them into a thick syrup. The plastic glows near 300 degrees. Solid beads turn to flowing honey. The hot plastic is forced into a mold. It fills a cavity shaped like that little tube. High pressure packs every corner tight. In that instant, the threads are carved in. The neck is now its exact final size. It will never change shape again. The preform is born in seconds. Something makes me curious as I write this. These same pellets melt on every continent. A towering plant in Germany. A coastal factory in Brazil. A vast workshop somewhere in India. I quietly wonder which country you are watching from right now. The country, not the city. And wherever you are, the next step looks like magic. Because now the tube must grow. Here is a clever trick most people miss. Bottles are not shipped as bottles. Empty bottles are mostly air inside. A truck of them would carry almost nothing. You would be paying to ship empty space. So factories ship the tiny preforms instead. One box holds a staggering number of them. They ship the bottle before it puffs up. The preform now faces a wall of heat. It rolls through glowing infrared ovens. The plastic softens but must not melt. It turns warm and bendy like rubber. Too hot and the whole thing collapses. Timing here must be perfect. The tube leaves the oven soft and ready. A cold tube could never stretch. Now the soft tube drops into a bottle mold. A thin metal rod shoves down inside it. It stretches the plastic toward the bottom. Then a blast of air roars in. The tube balloons against the cold mold walls. The change happens almost too fast to see. In a heartbeat, it becomes a full bottle. Rod and air do the shaping. That air arrives with brutal force. It pushes far harder than a car tire. The pressure slams plastic into every curve. The mold walls are chilled with water. The cold mold freezes the shape at once. What was a warm tube is now rigid. The bottle sets in a fraction of a second. Speed makes the whole thing possible. Look closely at the threads on top. They never touched that blowing stage. The ovens leave the neck untouched. It keeps the exact size from the preform. That is why your cap always fits. The body is new, the mouth is old. One bottle, made in two different moments. The stretching does more than shape it. It pulls the plastic in two directions. The tangled molecules line up in neat rows. That lockstep makes the thin wall tough. Stretching turns weak plastic into a tough shell. A stretched bottle beats an unstretched one. The plastic gets stronger simply by pulling. Order is hiding inside that clear wall. So think about what truly builds the bottle. The rod stretches it, long and thin. The air blows it wide and full. Which one deserves the credit, the rod or the air? One word, rod or air. Write it below. Now picture the speed of a real line. Bottles blow out faster than you can watch. A single machine spits tens of thousands each hour. They fly out in a clear blur. The sound is a steady mechanical hiss. Rows of them race down the belts. What took a breath repeats endlessly. A river of bottles never stops. Turn a fizzy drink bottle upside down. You will find 5 little feet. That shape has a real job. That base is engineered, not decorative. Gas inside pushes hard on the base. A flat bottom would bulge and tip. The 5 feet brace against the pressure. Design is hiding under your drink. A soda bottle lives under real strain. The fizz presses out like a shaken can. That base must hold without cracking. A still water bottle faces no such fight. So its bottom can stay simple and flat. Every bottle shape answers to its drink. The drink decides the shape below. Pressure quietly rewrites the design. Modern bottles have gone on a diet. Older bottles felt thick and heavy. Today's version is shockingly thin. An empty one weighs less than a few coins. A modern bottle is mostly thin skin. You can crush it with one hand. Makers shave grams to save mountains of plastic. Less plastic, yet it still holds. Now look at the cap on top. It is not the same plastic as the bottle. The cap is a tougher, denser kind. It is molded on a separate machine. Sorting them apart is its own challenge. The two are made worlds apart. New caps stay tethered so they never vanish. One bottle, built from 2 plastics. Raw PET comes out wonderfully clear. It can look as bright as glass. That is why water looks so clean inside. Light passes straight through the wall. A pinch of dye turns it green or blue. The clearness is the plastic's natural gift. No polishing or coating is needed. Glass-like, straight from the mold. Every bottle races past watching cameras. They hunt for bubbles, dents, and thin spots. A flawed bottle is kicked off the line in a flash. Only the perfect ones move ahead. Human eyes could never keep this pace. Machines guard the quality alone. Many bottles are blown right where they are filled. The line makes them seconds before the drink pours in. There is no warehouse of empty bottles waiting. The bottle and its contents almost meet at birth. Speed and freshness ride together. It is made and filled in one breath. Yet the real shock is what it truly is. Here is the twist about that bottle. It is almost entirely empty space. The thin wall holds only a little plastic. All of it came from that tiny tube. Nothing was added when it grew huge. You blew a heavy tube into a light giant. The same plastic, spread thinner and wider. And here is the fact that stuns people. This bottle plastic has another life. PET is the same stuff as polyester. Your fleece jacket is made from it. Your soft sports shirt shares its molecule. The molecule simply does not care. A drink bottle and your clothes are cousins. You may be wearing a bottle right now. That link changes what a bottle can become. Old bottles are washed and chopped to flakes. The flakes melt into fresh threads. Those threads are spun into warm fabric. One bottle can join a soft jacket. The same plastic lives many lives. Others return as brand new bottles. A bottle rarely reaches a true end. Now step back and see the whole story. This plastic was a fabric before a bottle. Engineers first spun PET into cloth. The bottle came along years afterward. So the bottle is the newcomer, not the shirt. Pellets, tube, bottle, then thread again. It keeps shifting shape without ever dying. I still cannot get my head around one of these. That the bottle in your hand could return as the shirt on your back. Which fact surprised you the most?